Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Advertising Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the advertising space. We have an exciting panel for you today. Joining us is Mandana Mellano with PEONY Talent and Maureen Williams with Monarch Media Solutions. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
It's very interesting because we've got you're in the advertising space, but not maybe in a traditional advertising agency type setup. So I think we're gonna have a really great conversation about some elements of the advertising space that people don't always normally think of when they think of advertising. So Mandana, let's start with you. Let's talk a little bit about the PEONY Talent Agency, what you do over there.
Sure, we're a high-touch boutique talent recruiting firm working with agencies nationwide. I'd say small, big, mid-level, but we also do a lot of work in ad tech and with brand. So really at the intersection of where all things digital media happen. So our focus is director level and up, and every day we're in the business of understanding people's competencies, understanding organizations, goals, and helping perfect matches come together.
All right, and Maureen, talk to us about Monarch Media Solutions, because you're also about making matches come together in your own way.
Yeah, yes, in my own way is right. So we are also a boutique media buying firm. We focus on helping our business clients grow by having the right planning, placement strategy in place. But we do so much more. We help solve the problems many business owners and marketing directors have every day. Like, how are they going to get all these meetings? How do they know which media is going to deliver the results that they need to grow their business? So we're problem solvers. We're always working to try to find creative ways to make their advertising strategies work for them. So while we're based in central Pennsylvania, we buy media for all over the nation. And I actually have had some strategic partners over in the UK, which is real exciting too.
And Mandana, talk to me a little bit about when you're finding talent. How is advertising in this digital space is constantly changing? How in the world do you find the talent that's needed when when requirements are constantly changing? How do you balance that?
That's a great question, and I'd say a great challenge for both the industry and in terms of both hiring and employees. I think one of the things that's really, really important, particularly when it comes to this space that's ever changing, is um, really looking at people's potential versus past performance. I think science teaches us all that past performance is often a very unreliable predictor of future performance. So just because somebody's had that past doesn't mean, the future needs to look like that. But if you go deep into core values and competencies and motivations and how fast someone can learn something, how passionate they are about, an emerging media that maybe nobody is an expert in. I think those are the moments where it takes a lot of time, effort, and that high touch kind of approach to really humanize it beyond what you see on paper. Because if you just look at resumes or if you look at someone's LinkedIn, you're not going to know, what motivates them, what drives them, what potentials they have. So I think all those core values and soft skills become that much more important when you think of, yeah, things that constantly change.
Well, yeah, I remember I was reading something, and they said don't even put that Word or PowerPoint or Excel. Everybody at this point assumes you know that. You should not. That's like so old school. Don't even put that on there anymore. So, Maureen, let's talk about. Mandana just mentioned something about emerging media. So, what are some of the
Mhm.
emerging media that you're seeing? I mean, when you're doing media buying, it's a constant. Oh, now this is something that everybody's latching onto, or this is the hot new trend. So, how do you navigate that field now, and in particular, matching that right media with your client?
That is always a challenge. So, not are we only trying to match the right media for the clients, but we're also trying to navigate and all of the changing, all of the emerging tactics that come through. When I started media buying, gosh, like 16 years ago, it was a totally different environment then. Like, digital was not even but let's get some added value for our clients by putting a banner on their website at the news station. We didn't have that digital focus. And so, over the years, we've had to constantly pivot and adapt what the strategies are based on the emerging trends, what percentages we're dividing out their budgets that are really going to make an impact on them. So it is a constant challenge.
And so let me ask you this, when you have a client and they're saying, okay, I want to be to some TV and I want to do some digital and I want to do this, and they just don't have the look that in your experienced eye they need to have, or they don't have their message crafted. A, how do you have that conversation? And then B, what do you do with that?
That's funny. That actually happened. We just picked up a new client this year, and they wanted us to create some sort of a lead generation program. They're more business to business, but I took one look at their website and I looked at their assets, and I thought, oh my gosh, I am not going to drive traffic for this client because they're not going to have success, and ultimately it reflects poorly on us if we can't drive the results they want. So we have that hard conversation a lot with our clients. Clients who decide, make decisions on trying to bring their brand out to market, and it's not polished and it doesn't match who they're trying to reach. So we will have the conversations with them and help guide them with some of our strategic partners to make sure before we launch anything. And we also have clients who say, I want all my money on this TV station. And we say, well, that's great. However, what if we do this? And we put together the analysis of the market and the media and try to match who they're trying to reach. Very similar to what Mandana's doing, trying to match the media to the goals, what the client objective is. So, but yeah, we have that conversation pretty often.
Yeah, and sometimes people think because this is my behavior, then this must be the behavior of my customer. And then when you really do a
Yeah.
breakdown, well, that's the station I watch, so my customers must be there. But then when you give them the data, thank God for the data. That is one of the great values of our digital advertising realm now that you've got the numbers. Mandana, what are the
Mhm.
hot jobs right now? When I talk to, a lot of marketers and the digital marketers on our digital champion show, on our advertising champion show, everybody's talking about video and authentic storytelling. So what are you seeing out there being hired? What is the talent and the skill set that professionals are looking for?
Yeah, I think it obviously varies, across regions, across companies. But I think ultimately, if I remove the sort of the type of a job, I think the type of people that employers are more interested in is, someone who's genuinely passionate about what they're doing, that sees this as a long-term play, that, adds to the value of the team, both in terms of the skill sets, but also in terms of culture. So I think people are being more kind of thoughtful about the types of people that they're hiring, just as people are being thoughtful about the types of jobs and positions that they are considering. So all in all, I think the job market is still very healthy. I know there have been some layoffs, in the last few months, but I think it's a sign of probably overhiring over the last year. So I think things are kind of settling down, and again, just being more strategic and more thoughtful about hiring decisions on both ends.
All right, we've got that. I'm getting that 1 minute wrap, and with that time, I want to use that for your best tip. So, Mandana, what is your best tip in 30 seconds you could give out?
I'm a big fan of hiring based on potential, but aside from that, I say to organizations, find yourself a really great talent partner that you can trust and have, a very collaborative relationship with. They can be your advocate. They can bring that, objective perspective to your business, to how you hire and how to achieve your business goals through a very human-based form of acquiring the best talent. So hope that's helpful.
That is helpful. All right, Maureen, how about you?
Oh, so similar too. Absolutely, business owners and marketing directors have to not be afraid to reach out for help, to find that objective person who's going to give them the right consult and the data and the analytics so that they can have the right media mix. And, like I said, diversification is so important. Don't throw all your eggs in one basket.
All right. All right. Tried and true. Well, Mandana, thank you so much with PEONY Talent, and Maureen Williams with Monarch Media Solutions. Thank you so much for joining us today on Advertising Champions.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Charlene.
Charlene.
Oh, and it's been our pleasure. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing in their respective organizations, we ask that you start by checking them out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of Advertising Champions. We look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.